Blessings, friends. Welcome to today's devotional. Comes to us from Psalm 30. I will extol you, O Lord, for you have drawn me up and did not let my foes rejoice over me. O Lord my God, I cried to you for help, and you have healed me. O Lord, you brought up my soul from Sheol, restored me to life from among those gone down to the pit. Sing praises to the Lord, O you his faithful ones, and give thanks to his holy name. For his anger is but for a moment, and his favor is for a lifetime. Weeping may linger for the night, but joy comes in the morning. As for me, I said in my prosperity, I shall never be moved. By your favor, O God, you had established me as a strong mountain. You hid your face from me. I was dismayed. To you, O Lord, I cried, and to the Lord I made supplications. What profit is there in my death if I go down to the pit? Will the dust praise you? Will it tell of your faithfulness? Hear, O Lord, and be gracious to me. O Lord, be my helper. You have turned my mourning into dancing. You have taken off my sackcloth and clothed me with joy, so that my soul may praise you and not be silent. O Lord my God, will give thanks to you forever. So another psalm that is attributed to David. And clearly in this psalm, like many of the ones we have read, David has experienced or was experiencing some kind of trial or trauma, probably a physical illness in this case. And he cried out to God, and God healed him. But it doesn't sound like it was immediate. It sounds like it took some time. In verse 7, he says, you hid your face, and I was dismayed. And there is this sense when you read this psalm that they were repetitive prayers that David was lifting up to God. And it is the nature of God that he doesn't answer our prayers the way that we want, obviously. And he doesn't always answer them in a way that is immediate. Sometime there is this waiting period. There is this be patient period for us. There is this time for us to be still in the midst of what's going on in our life. And in those instances, God is working. God is doing something. And he may be even doing some kind of a work in us. And it's our trust and our faith in God that allows us and helps us to get through that and keeps us mindful of the fact that God is still there. We should never, ever give up on God. Never give up praying for the things that we want or desire. And if they are in accordance with God's will, then we can be sure that God will answer in a way that we would want him to answer. But if it's not according to God's will or his timing, then there's going to be a delay. But like I said, we can trust in God because of who he is, that he's there and he's listening. So don't ever give up because it's not going the way that you want, because God never gives up on us. And that is an absolutely amazing and remarkable thing. God is never, ever going to forsake us, give up on us, leave us, betray us, ignore us, deny us, or any of that because of the love that we have in him through Jesus Christ. And again, it is a remarkable thing to think that God is always mindful of us. God is always here for us. God is always present with us. These broken, sinful creatures that God created and yet has care for us is eternal and tender, and it's like that of a shepherd. I love the verse where it says that, weeping may linger for the night, but joy comes with the morning. And over time, the trials that we face, the pain of those things does lessen over time. And I think that's also can be attributed to God and the hope that we have in him, no matter what's going on. And in the midst of this pandemic, and it's seemingly going on forever and ever and ever, but we have hope in this because we know at some point there is going to be that sense of joyfulness when this is all lifted, whether it's weeks, months, or however long it's going to take. That there's always going to be a time in the end where we will emerge from it newly created, newly restored, newly redeemed in our faith in God. And that is the time where we most definitely should be giving thanks and praise to God. We should do that always, but in those moments when the joy does finally come, that is reasons for us to rejoice. God has got all of this under control and in his hands, and he knows how it's all going to turn out. We just have to be faithful and trusting in who God is in order to get through it and to endure and to remain optimistic and prayerful in the midst of this too, because it's very, very important for us to stay connected to God while we're going through this. So that is our encouragement for today, that there will be weeping and lingering. It'll linger for the night, but joy comes in the morning. So until we do this again, Psalm 31 for our next devotion. May God continue to bless and strengthen you. I'll see you later.